Hello and welcome to the Winning Post. I'm Mohit Lalvani, and on this very special occasion, we bring you the best of horse racing that's possibly been seen in India over a single day. It is the Asian Racing Conference race day here in Mumbai at the Mahalakshmi Racecourse. As I said, it is also the occasion of the third classic, the Villoo Poonawalla Indian Oaks. Let's start at the very top.
The Gula's Poonawalla Million, a Grade 3 race for 3-year-old horses, was run over a trip of 1000 meters. Trainer S.K. Sundarji had two horses in this race, Honeydew, ridden by P. Trevor, and Serenita, who was making her debut here with Dashrath Singh in the saddle. Lady Danehill from the Villoo's Greenfield Farms had S. Zerwan holding her reins and was trained by Dallas Dodiwala.
Starters orders, and they are racing to a lovely even break in the Gula's Poonawalla Million, and it's Lady Daniel who takes over the running. From Catalea is in second. Another 2 lengths further behind there is Honeydew is improving on the outside. Frosty comes in next. Flashy Wings as across the 800-meter marker. A length and a half further behind there is on the outside is another 2 lengths behind there is Mesopotamia, and Safdar is the back marker. And back to the leader now as they begin to negotiate the turn. Now Lady Daniel in the front now, being joined by, on the outside there is Honeydew, and looking for a rails run there is Serenita. But it's Lady Daniel still about a length and a half in front of Honeydew. Serenita is now being pulled on the outside. Frosty is also coming up fast from the outside. Lady Daniel is now being challenged by Serenita, and then there is it's Serenita. It's going to be Serenita in the center who pokes through to take it up from Honeydew and Lady Daniel. Serenita wins the Gula's Poonawalla Million from Honeydew and Lady Daniel together. Frosty is fourth. After that, there is Safdar Catalea.
Well, I had two runners for this race and given them enough preparation for this race. Honeydew had already had a start, so she had a benefit of a run. The other filly had prepared very well, and just hoping that they jump well and are in good position so that they can strike. And both of them ran good races, so I'm very happy about that. I thought about 100 meters from the winning post, either of them is going to make it. Next, now we'll have to see how they take this race and take it from here.
Serenita showed plenty of speed and a bit of maturity to succeed first time out. Once she saw daylight, Serenita surged past the duo to win the Gula's Poonawalla Million and reap rich rewards on her debut.
It's Serenita. It's going to be Serenita in the center who pokes through to take it up from Honeydew and Lady Daniel. Serenita wins the Gula's Poonawalla Million.
6 horses lined up at the gates for the 2000-meter The Breeders of India Championship Stakes for horses 4 years and over, with a guaranteed stakes of 4 million. Quaza in the silks of Mr. Jayadev Modi and trained by Malesh Naredu was ridden yet again by Yash Naredu. Quaza, who had a longish gap coming into this race of nearly 50 days, was still the tote favourite. Booker Jones from the Nanoli Stud Farm, trained by S.S. Ataulahi, was ridden by P. Trevor. The CD Katrak trained Shivalik Showers was ridden by jockey A. Sandesh.
And they're off and running, and losing a distance at the start there was Al Shamsher. But as they settle down to race, and they're going at a good solid pace in this mile and a quarter, with Booker Jones just the leader from Shivalik Shahs passing him on the outside. 2 lengths adrift, then we've got Baracus. An identical margin away then comes on the inside there is Quaza, and about 4 lengths away, 5th of 6 is Caesar Star, and a distance back to Al Shamsher in the rear. They go past the 1400-meter marker. They're going at a good pace here with Shivalik Shahs now just about 3 parts of a length. The good of on the outside there is Baracus, about 4 lengths away. Then we go back to Booker Jones, being tracked on the about 2 adrift there by Quaza. 5 lengths adrift, we've got Caesar Star and Al Shamsher a bad last. They've passed the 1000-meter marker, and at the halfway stage, it's still these two who've pulled away by about 4 lengths there. But Baracus and Shivalik Shahs sharing the lead. Quaza making a bit of a forward move along there with Booker Jones, and dropping out of it completely a distance away, Caesar Star and Al Shamsher, who are out of it. But the 4 of them really bunching up as they approach the 600-meter marker. with Baracus just the leader there from Shivalik Shahs. Then on the outside, travelling 3 deep then, caught on the outside is Quaza. Then there's Booker Jones. Round the turn now and into the straight. Shivalik Shahs comes in home first from Booker Jones down the middle. Up on the outside there is Quaza coming up with a run. But it's still Quaza on the outside, just a shade ahead there of Booker Jones. He's being made to work here today. Quaza by about half a length to 1 length now, the good of Booker Jones and Shivalik Shahs. But going for the line now with 100 to run. Booker Jones fighting back. Quaza really having to work for this victory, but he's pulled away now by about a length and a half there from Booker Jones. Going for the line, and Quaza keeps his winning streak to win from Booker Jones. Then there was Shivalik Shahs, followed there way behind by Baracus and Caesar Star.
Quaza is a horse, I don't need to speak anything, he speaks himself. He won in a record timing mile and quarter today. And he had put on 12 kilos more than normal weight he runs. But still carrying 60 kilos, he has won, and I'm still happy. And I'm sure there's more scope of him doing well better in the future. The next race, I think we will be targeting for the in Chennai head in the Invitation Cup. So just keeping our fingers crossed and hoping everything goes well for him.
It was a very fast run race. I'd like my partners to come, Mr. Tanmay and Mr. Padankar. So very fast run race right from the beginning. I think it suited him broadly to win the race, but it got a little too fast in the end. I think 600, 800 from home, he was cruising still. So
I think he ran a very good race. It was a fast-paced race, as he mentioned. And let's see what we'll do of him afterwards.
He is an excellent horse. That much only I can tell you.
Champion Colt Quaza yet again pulled his might and this time went a notch further to create his own record timing for the 2000 meter distance, clocking 2 minutes, displacing Costa del Sol's recent record set in the Araruya Gold Cup on January 3rd this year.
Round the turn now and into the straight. Shivalik Shahs comes in home first from Booker Jones down the middle. Up on the outside there is Quaza coming up with a run. But it's still Quaza on the outside, just a shade ahead there of Booker Jones. He's being made to work here today. Quaza by about half a length to 1 length now, the good of Booker Jones and Shivalik Shahs. But going for the line now with 100 to run. Booker Jones fighting back. Quaza really having to work for this victory, but he's pulled away now by about a length and a half there from Booker Jones. Going for the line, and Quaza keeps his winning streak to win from Booker Jones. Then there was Shivalik Shahs, followed there way behind.
The Asian Racing Federation had 15 horses in the fray for the race to be run over a distance of 1400 meters with a total stake of 10 million rupees. Devoted Eyes, who won the Villoo Poonawalla Evening Racing Triple Million, stomped in the paddock to try and make his win once again. Devoted Eyes, trained by C.D. Katrak, was ridden by jockey Suraj Naredu. Accolade in the silks of Dr. and Mrs. Vijay Mallya, trained by Pacey Shroff and ridden by P. Trevor. Star Counselor was in the silks of Dr. M.A.M. Ramaswamy, trained by Karthik Ganpati and ridden by S. John.
Long last under orders and away they go for the Asian Racing Federation Trophy after even dispatch from the gates, and as they settle down it sent as Angel Girl being joined in passed by Star Counselor. Star Counselor is the leader from Sang Royal, Accolade on the outside, then comes Devoted Eyes. Up on the outside is Angel Girl, then sporting the white cap in Dr. M.M. Ramaswamy's Kshatriya Trust colours is Krieger. On the inside rail the Spirited Regent, then comes Never Say Never. Kuruga Gubuk on the inside rails. Up on the outside there is Bold March. A further 3-length away there is England, Sovereignty in that order as they start negotiating the curve at the 800 meter marker. Then there's Thomas More in Himalaya, the two at the back. Star Counselor leads this field by about 3/4 lengths there from Accolade in second. Then there's Angel Girl. On the inside is Sang Royal. Then comes Devoted Eyes, followed by Spirited Regent and the other runners as they enter into the straight. They have a little over 400 to go. Star Counselor still leading from Accolade coming up and joining up and taking up the running at the moment now. It's Accolade who's gone ahead with Devoted Eyes looking good on the outside and gaining grounds. Then comes Star Counselor, followed by Spirited Regent. Then there is Krieger and the others. Into the last 200 meters they go, and it is Accolade now being challenged on the outside by Devoted Eyes. It's Devoted Eyes on the outside, Accolades on the inside rail, stride for stride they go, but Devoted Eyes getting the better in the last 100 meters. Devoted Eyes wins from Accolade, Star Counselor, Bold March. Then there was Paradise, Never Say Never, England. Then there is Sovereignty, Krieger, Thomas More, Himalaya, Sang Royal and Kruger Book as they go past the post.
I didn't have any particular instructions. It was a free hand. Kuji sir told me to ride the way I wanted, and the filly, she settled beautifully in the forward position. Came into the straight, my main danger was Accolade. I tried to track him, and the moment I asked for an effort, her response was terrific. She just went past in a trice. She's a game filly, and she has a bright future.
This was a day of great racing. The best horse won with no bad luck. Stories bred by Usha, the top farm in our country, and maybe one day in Asia. And for that, I thank my dear friend and breeder.
Let me say that Mr. Atul Amarse and Dr. Yuku Hamid, especially Mr. Amarse, has been one of our oldest owners, and it is wonderful to see that horses that were not very expensive but were picked up by him when he came to my stud farm, all three of them have won, and today's race is like winning a derby. It's a crore rupees purse, and I think both the owners are delighted with it.
I think Devoted Eyes won extremely well today. I never thought she would today because the distance was very sharp, but she won like a champion, and God willing she'll be fit next year again on the ladies' day to run in the 1,000 guineas, perhaps the Oaks as well. So let's keep our fingers crossed for Devoted Eyes. This is the trophy that she won, and I hope there'll be more to come.
Devoted Eyes improved levels to avenge her defeat to Accolade in their first encounter to win the prestigious and rich Asian Racing Federation trophy. Devoted Eyes, with Suraj Naredu in the saddle, tore away in the last 100 meters to score a scorching win, notching up his second win on the trot in 3 outings.
They have a little over 400 to go. Star Counselor still leading from Accolade, coming up and joining up and taking up the running at the moment now. It's Accolade who's gone ahead with Devoted Eyes looking good on the outside and gaining grounds. Then comes Star Counselor, followed by Spirited Regent. Then there is Krieger and the others. Into the last 200 meters they go, and it is Accolade now being challenged on the outside by Devoted Eyes. It's Devoted Eyes on the outside, Accolades on the inside rail, stride for stride they go, but Devoted Eyes getting the better in the last 100 meters.
Well, plenty more racing to come. We'll take a short break and bring you lots more here on the show. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Winning Post. Moving right along, you are watching the Villoo Poonawalla Oaks Day here at the Mahalakshmi Racecourse, and it is on the occasion of the Asian Racing Conference.
The Asian Racing Conference was held here in Mumbai after a gap of 20 years, and to say that it was a matter of pride would be an understatement. Our host Mohit Lalwani caught up with the men behind this feat to get a glimpse into what went behind putting up this massive show.
Got with me Dr. Cyrus Poonawalla, who is the chairman of the organizing committee of the Asian Racing Conference. Now, Cyrus, it's kicked off and you must be happy. I know there were stressful moments coming into this, but it all looks like it's come together.
Well, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. The turf authorities of India have honored me by giving me this opportunity once again. I did this in 95, 20 years ago, and we've improved on all our mistakes, and we hope that this 130 countries that are coming worldwide with 640 14 guests registered will be a grand occasion.
And finally, Cyrus, a big race here. Apart from the Oaks, you've got Quaza, who unarguably, I should say, is India's best horse right now.
Absolutely, he's giving ton of weight to the rest of the field, but he'll show his class in a few minutes.
Knowing all about good race horses, I've got a duo, I should say, father-daughter duo, who know all about top quality race horses, Simon and Villoo Poonawalla. I'm going to talk to Villoo first. Villoo is the present chairman of the RWITC. Villoo, your first stint as the chairman, it's hard work, isn't it?
Very hard. Yesterday I nearly collapsed with fatigue, but I'm enjoying it because I feel I've been able to contribute, and I shall continue to contribute till the end of the tenure at least.
As you know, the conference, of course, is extremely important, and you're hosting it as the chairman. But night racing, that's very important for you.
On my face, when you see night racing, it was a dream. 25 years back, we put it into action. We said, whatever the cost is, do it. Whatever work there is, do it. And we did it on the 9th of January, and it went like a breeze. And I'm absolutely delighted, over the moon.
And I've got with me the former chairman of the RWITC. He's also the chairman of the marketing subcommittee. And if you ask me, he's really been an iron hand behind the Asian Racing Conference as well. Vivek, many thanks for joining us. Look, it's been an incredible effort, but surely now when you look around, you must think it was worth it all.
Yes, actually I'm excited more than nervous that the planning has gone well. We actually started this almost 18 months ago. We've had endless meetings, speaking to all the various pegs that go into making a successful conference, kicking off with today. So still fingers crossed to what I hope will be one of the best ARCs that the Asian Racing Federation has conducted.
And how many delegates do we have? Because I believe it just, you know, it's comparable even to, you know, a giant like Hong Kong.
I think we'd be close to 650, which is not bad for India. It also clashes with some of the big thoroughbred sales in Australia and New Zealand, which may have cut down numbers. But anything over 600 and we'd be right there at the top.
The main idea behind the Asian Racing Federation is to meet and foster goodwill and mutual understanding through the medium of conferences and other racing events in member countries. Our host Mohit Lalwani caught up with the Secretary General and the Chairman of the Asian Racing Federation to understand how the racing conference in Mumbai fared.
Andrew, long trip from Hong Kong, but I've not been out there, but what are your first impressions?
The atmosphere is amazing. It's absolutely electric. It's a wonderful, wonderful race day. And I've been fortunate enough to see racing in a great many places in the world. And certainly India is up there with them all.
And Andrew, building a conference like this, making it all happen, it takes so much work and effort, doesn't it?
Indeed it does. And India has the great advantage that it has the experience of having done it 3 times before. And some of the organising committee that have planned for this, the 36th ARC, were involved in planning the ARC last held here 20 years ago. So we have that continuity, that experience. And one thing that strikes me about Indian racing is this great camaraderie. The turf authorities work together. And the fruits of their combined efforts are wonderful. This will be a very, very good conference.
And for those delegates who are attending the conference, what are some of the highlights? What can they expect?
Well, they know already that they're in for a great week from what they're experiencing today. Wonderful lunch, great afternoons racing. They know they have the opening ceremony tomorrow night with some of the best entertainment they could see anywhere in the world. And then the work starts. 3 days of business sessions. They will, do the hard work that justifies the pleasures.
And there's a lot happening in Hong Kong right now, isn't there?
Indeed there is. Hong Kong has gone through a long period of growth, which is the product of innovation and hard work. And Mohit, that's part of what this week's about sharing the experiences that we've had in Hong Kong, but also learning from India, Japan. The ARCs are a marketplace for ideas. We come together, we share our common experiences, plan what we're doing, we can all be the better for it, and that's been the experience of the ARCs.
Well, and I've got with me possibly the best known face in horse racing, I think, anywhere in the world, because this is the man in the hot seat. He's the man who runs Hong Kong racing, and that's a jurisdiction for the world to emulate, I should say.
I think we are glad that we are in a position that people recognize what we're doing is innovative And I think it is a unique organization, which is not only a racing organization, but it's a charity organization. And we have the 6th biggest charity donation in the world, so it's a wonderful position to be in.
Very briefly, your impressions on this Asian Racing Conference.
I would really like to congratulate the host, who have done a fantastic job in hosting us here. And I think they set a standard for being a wonderful host. And I think the racing I enjoy, it's a wonderful atmosphere. It is different to Hong Kong, which is definitely very city-orientated, but this is really gives you a wonderful feeling about horse racing and how you can enjoy horse racing in a different situation.
Well, it's time for a short break here on The Winning Post. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Winning Post. It's time for our big one. It is the Villoo Poonawalla Indian Oaks. It's a Grade 1 race over a mile and a half, open to fillies.
The Mahalakshmi racecourse yet again wore a festive look as D-Day arrived and the Turf Authorities of India welcomed the delegates for the 36th Asian Racing Conference 2016. The day had an international flavour as well as some of our very own national traditions. There were 8 races on the cards which had Indian and international sponsors, and millions and multi-millions were on stake on a single day. The biggest race of the day was the Group 1 Villoo Poonawalla Indian Oaks, which had a lineup of 17 fillies. And the loading operations were conducted most efficiently by starters Jahangir Said and Shobhag Singh and their team of handlers for the race to be run over a distance of 2,400 meters. Trainer Pacey Schross Myrtlewood from the Usha stud had P.S. Chauhan as the jockey and was the tote favourite too. And Chef Dev had Neeraj Rawal in the saddle. Wave After Wave, trained by R.T. Doctor, had Colmo Donahue in the saddle.
They are off and racing for the Villoo Poonawalla Indian Oaks Grade 1. A very even start there by all the runners. And as they settle down to race, Shivalik Heroine on the far side just takes it up about half a length in front of Marvel in second position. Wave After Wave is towards the inside rails in third. Then comes Lavender Blue making steady progress on the outside. A length further back there's Solange also improving as they pass the Hornby Villard corner. Nifty with them. A length and a quarter further back there's Jenin towards the inside rails. After that there is Striking View making a quick forward move. A length further back there is Haida on the outside as they pass the 800 meter marker. A length and a half further back there is Cameron. A length and a half further back comes Myrtlewood being joined on the outside there by Sweeping Star. A length and a quarter further back there is Star Formation. Then comes Heaven Is Here. Another 2 lengths further back is Nostalgic Memories. And Avant-Garde is in the rear.
As it run past the 1400 meter marker now in this Villoo Poonawalla Indian Oaks, it's Lavender Blue sporting the white cap, 3 in front of Shivalik Heroine in second spot, in third up on the outside, Solange making a forward move. Nifty is not too far away, another 3 lengths behind. The Striking View is from Bangalore in the gold and brown as they pass the 1200 with 2 quarters remaining. Star Formation from Mysore on the outside is making a forward move. After that is Chef there is sporting the white cap with 1,000 to go. Then there's Hyder improving on the outside, 2 lengths behind is Marvel. Then there's Wave After Wave is from Calcutta is the challenger. Jenin is falling slightly back towards the inside railing. Very close behind is Myrtlewood. After that is a Sweeping Star as they pass the 800 meter marker. Last of all is Avant-Garde. They're running down towards the entrance of the home straight. Lavender Blue is the leader from Sweep. Shivalik Heroine in second spot. Solange in third. Nifty is making a forward move, hugging the rails. Very close behind is it's Chef there. And then there's Heather as the head turns for home. Round the turn and into the street. Lavender Blue comes in home first from Shivalik Heroine going ahead in the center. After that is Chef there is making a quick forward move on the outside. Myrtlewood is the one unleashing a powerful run on the stand side. And just look at Myrtlewood has gone sailing ahead, is about 2 lengths ahead of Chef Dior in second spot. Then there is Heaven Is Here, Wave After Wave, Cameroon on the outside, but Myrtlewood is well clear of Chef Dior. Myrtlewood winning the Villoo Poonawalla Indian Oaks from Chef Dior. Fight for third between Shivalik Heroine and Wave After Wave, and Heaven Is Here.
Well, I've only seen half the race because I got back into the stands late, so I only saw it from the 7 furlong marker. And I was watching Myrtlewood for a while. Then I lost sight of her and I suddenly saw her around the bend about 10 or 15 horses wide. And then she did it well from there. Let's see how she gets back, and well, logically it would have to be the Indian Derby. I want to say something specially about the lady that the race was named after, Mrs. Villoo Poonawalla. I think she was one of the finest human beings that you could ever come across. And I think this race is aptly named after her. I'm really happy that I could win it.
The race was run in the fashion that Myrtlewood was actually second last most of the way, the first part. And when I thought that maybe she's not going to be able to keep up with the pace, she suddenly accelerated round the bend. She went 6 wide and then she came flying home. So I think as far as the race is concerned, it's a fairy book race. We had doubts on her stamina, but the way she won, she looked like she won by 4 lengths. She could have won by another 2. Well, we hope to run her in the Indian Derby next.
Myrtlewood hurtled to a fantastic win by a good 4 lengths without really having to step on it and stayed unperturbed way back in the field.
And Princess Zara Aga Khan doing the honors and bringing a royal touch to this presentation.
And tremendous performance there from Myrtlewood. All the excitement now builds towards the Indian Derby. We'll be there and bring you that as well. Till then, goodbye. Thank you for joining me, and as always, may the horse be with you.